both save the day?
Well, I'm saving the day, not you.
Okay, yes, you have a better weapon than me, but that doesn't... Alright, the only fair way we can do this is if one of us gets captured and the other one saves the day, okay?
Alright,
let's rock, paper, scissors this. 1, 2, 3, go. Alright, you go hide in the air ducts, I'll get captured.
Oh.
This is Trope Tuesday. I'm over here! And now back to your irregular scheduled programming. Hello, and welcome to another edition of Trope Tuesday, where I myself and a guest talk about one of the many TV tropes of the entire world. Today I have back with me Exposition again.
Hi.
And he has brought with him a very interesting and fun trope. So why don't you tell us what trope it is?
Alright, the trope I brought today is Die Hard on an X, which pretty much, as the name sounds, is Die Hard, but in something different. Yeah, criminals, terrorists, whatever, take over a building. The main cast are trapped in this building, but one is left outside of being trapped and goes around air ducts trying to save the day. He will from here on be referred to as the John McClane of the
John McClane.
So yeah, that's my trope. It's a fun one, and I like when shows do it.
Yeah, okay, well let's start with the good. As per usual, we always like to start with the good here. So why don't you tell me what's a good episode of this trope?
The Blacklist, Jamie. The Blacklist, holy mother of shows. Did an episode called Anslow Garrick. Now, in this episode, Anslow Garrick, the titular character, breaks into the FBI stronghouse to capture Raymond Reddington, played by James Spader. Unfortunately, Spader manages to make it to a safe room, so Garrick has to build a bomb to bust in. Meanwhile, the main character, Elizabeth Keane, was trapped in an elevator and is going on about unnoticed, and in a little nod to the original Die Hard, even has to lose her shoes. So it's a great episode.
It's a fantastic
episode. Not just because you've got the playoff of James Spader's character Raymond against Ansel Garrick, and they're just such wonderful actors in that sequence. Like, you can just feel the tense history between the two, and Raymond's like willing to weigh up the lives of others against his own as people who are close to them. It's a very well paced episode.
And again, it does the trope so well. Like you said, she loses her shoes. She takes out guards very cleverly. They even have the amazing the actual elimination of hostages as well, which is quite a bold one. And again, the actual fact that they're willing to like kill off and put more lives in line, it really does. It one-ups the trope almost. It's like it takes the trope and kind of goes, let's add this times 10 to everything.
Exactly, and I think also you get to see more into Raymond Reddington as a character in this episode as well, which is wonderful because for most of the series he's been a complete mysterious blank. All you know is he's moral grey. He has some connections with the main character that maybe never get explained.
Well,
I don't know. But in this one, you see him willing to save a guy's life, and this was the very man who had been hunting him down for years, and it's the irony of, by trapping him into a box, we actually see the bigger picture of Raymond, as opposed to all those times that you've seen him fly around all over the world, and yet you've only seen snippets of his character. It's only when you ground him do you actually get to see who he really is. And also another important part of Die Hard is obviously the villain, because
of course.
In all the best ones, the villain takes a predominant role, and it's wonderful for any actor who gets this to really flex off and show it. And Ansel Garrick is just this magnificent mad dog of a mercenary hunter character who, this wonderful moment where he's trying to taunt Reddington, Reddington's not answered, and he's just banging his head against the window going, "Come on, Raymond, play with me!" And it's such fun to watch.
It is, and again, it's such a flip because he's clearly not a stupid man, the Ansel Garrick, but he's crazier than most of the other. Like, normally you go with the very intelligent, very witty man to take over the building and be like, "I am now in control." He's in control in the worst possible way because it's just like, I'm in control because I don't fucking care, and that just totally spans out
objective and everything else doesn't matter.
Yeah,
and it's very.
It is really well done. Yeah,
with what they're trying to do.
It is very well done, and it is definitely one of my favourite ones. However, the one that I brought to it's a parody, but it still does the Die Hard very well. It is Trapped with a Vengeance, the Dexter episode of Dexter's Laboratory. This is where the evil villain is Yanni the Yanitor, because you just have to, really. And Yanni the Yanitor has been held back so many times because Dexter likes to work late and make a big mess out of everything and makes him clean up, and thus Yanni unfortunately always wakes up his wife, who goes crazy. So he is of course upset by this and decides that the one day that Dexter needs to leave early, he will have him. And this happens. Dexter has to leave early because Dee Dee gets her hand on a rocket launcher, which is amazing. So he has to run back to save his laboratory. And this is when the janitor unveils that he's locked all the doors, he has cages in place, he brings out secret hidden cameras that he's had everywhere, lasers go about, everything that you could have. He even has a giant screen that comes down in the room so he can taunt Dexter properly.
Fantastic.
The running theme of this show is that we can hide the biggest amount of stuff inside the smallest building. That's Dexter's lab down to a T. And they do it again in this. And they play up the tropes so well though. They have, because they make fun of it, but they still do it. They have Dexter doing almost the fake feet into the surveillance cameras. But the way that they do it is he draws a picture of himself on lined paper. So it's very clearly a bad drawn picture and hangs it over one of the things. So Yanni can't tell that it's him though. He starts taunting him again until it falls away. And we have him, he has to use his jacket to climb up, so he's now in the vest. So he's in the air vents, in the vest. They heat up the air vents, they cool down the air vents, so he's having to deal with all that. They even have him purposely lose his shoes, and a practical reason he's trapped on an elevator about to slam him into the wall, so he grinds his shoes up, and they wear off, they burst into flames, and he's now barefoot in the vest. He falls out of the vent. He's running, the doors are closing, so it's leading him to where he needs to go, which is a cafeteria, which is covered in crisps, like potato chips, for those who know. So he's having to walk barefoot over these, while the janitor throws forks at him, plastic forks at him, and tomato packets, tomato sauce. So he's now covered in like what looks like small balloons, covered in these forks, shirtless, barefoot on crisps, lying on the ground, drags himself to the door, which slams in his face. And this is the best part. This is by far the best part, because he even do the action one-liner, where he said, Yanni the janitor says to Dexter, "What do you have to say for yourself now, Dexter?" And he turns around, looks him square in the eye, and the badass squint, and goes, "Clean up this mess." Which is incredible. They even squeeze in the action. But the best is they have the fight sequence, and then his wife kicks open the door and starts yelling at Yanni for how dare he be late again. Ends up drags Yanni out, opens up the door, lets him leave, and Dexter again paying homage to the fact that Die Hard was done on Christmas, turns round to the camera and goes, "People sure go crazy at the holidays," and whistles a Christmas carol while walking out into the snow.
That's fantastic.
It's literally everything Die Hard in about 8 minutes. The episode runs for about 8 minutes, but they cram in everything Die Hard that they can into this wonderful thing, and it's just a total homage page. It's amazing.
Dexter was always wonderful, and I love the fact that in that episode they go to the wall with every possible reference and
everything that you could do
from the Die Hard of the next. And that's what makes that episode
that
so great.
Really does.
They're always willing to go that next step further.
So yeah, with a crazy show like that, to go big and crazy is great. Unfortunately, people have not went big and crazy. People haven't done it with finesse or style. People have done it horribly. They have done this show horribly. So what horrible one have you brought to the table?
If you cast your mind back to the 90s, Jamie, and remember a TV show called Lois and Clark, The Adventures of Superman, where the only good thing in it was Lois.
Yeah, they did her really well.
Karen Hatcher as Lois, wonderful casting.
Yeah.
The rest of it's a very big blend of meh to meh.
I remember that.
Oh my god, what just happened there?
That one, in my opinion, was the least Clark Kent of Clark Kents as well. Like, he's the most Superman Clark Kent.
Yeah.
Where he looks amazing and he's always in the best of suits, so there was already that problem with it. So what
anyway,
happens?
the episode's called Fly Hard.
I like the title if nothing else.
And basically, for whatever reason, they're all stuck late night at the Daily Planet. Lois has to come back with Lex, ditching out on the date because, something's changed and she has to rewrite her news scoop for Sunday.
Naturally.
Perry's cleaning out the office and Jimmy's been roped in. Clark's obviously there working some stuff, and there's some kid there who I don't ever remember from the show, but he and Superman were going to go to a movie together. I don't remember it, but whatever. The kid's there. I didn't even pick up his name from this episode, and I watched it not that long ago. Anyway.
Great writing so far.
People come in. They've got guns. They take them all hostage. Clark can't do anything because, damn it, he'd ruined his cover as Superman. That's this entire... It's 45 minutes off, but no, not right now. I'd ruin my cover as Superman. Even while talking, there's literally, right at the start, there's like, but Clark, what about over here? And he's like, I didn't think I've counted all this. Maybe if I could get him into time, but if it's on a hair trigger, the bomb they've got will still go off. And all this, and he's going, relax, Clark, you're not Superman. And I'm like sitting there going, no. Okay, that joke's been done 250 million times. Enough.
Particularly not on a Die Hard.
Oh yeah, no, that's it as well, because he comes in and he pulls out something no bigger than a Game Boy and goes, this is a dirty bomb. If Superman interferes, I'm irradiating all of Metropolis, which I'm like, no, that's what?
I think you mean this is a dirty trick and that isn't a bomb.
Anyway, we find out that these criminals are after Prohibition-era gangster money buried in a secret vault somewhere in the Daily Planet. And in order to set up the Prohibition story, we get flashbacks to a noir-style story about the gangsters and all that, where all the cast who are kidnapped play out all the different gangsters and corrupt police officers and that. It's as bad as it sounds. It's truly awful.
That sounds like they couldn't even fill up the time slot with the trope of Die Hard with an X.
Our John McClane character is Jimmy.
Ooh.
Now, they set up Jimmy as a John McClane, he disappears, he sneaks into the air vents. You then see him twice again in the rest of the episode. Both times the first time to remind you that Jimmy's getting lost in the air vents, and the second time so that he can come out the air vents and get caught.
Oh my god, John McClane gets caught, ladies and gentlemen. The film is over.
So that's that. The bad guy is so... There's a bit where they go, what's your motivation, what is in for? And his line is literally, what have men been fighting each other for since the dawn of time? Cash. And I'm sitting, no,
not from the dawn of time.
It's an old idea, but it's not a dawn of time idea.
I don't remember cavemen being like, but my cash better than your cash.
Yeah, apparently ancient cavemen were digging in graves to find ancient cavemen, gangster money, back from the dinosaur prohibition era. And that's his motivation, and they're so inept as criminals too. They get the wrong floor, they have to harass everyone into cracking into an old system just to get some ancient blueprints. They then have to get back to the floor they were originally on anyway. And while this is happening, all of them, all the people who are meant to be watching the hostages, making sure they don't escape and that, are in the one room, so that we get this stupid comedy sequence where one of the other reporters walks in, sees them all trapped in the room, completely ignores it while she's showing them off lingerie she's trying to pick out for her day, and then walks back out.
Oh my god.
That's how bad the criminals are.
Oh wow. So we have John McClane gets caught, the criminals are horrible at it, they don't have good motivation.
And then when finally Superman obviously has to step out and reveal his powers, it's in the most blatant way possible. Like they're walking on this corridor, there's a girl behind him with an Uzi, he just goes, look out! Pushes the girl a little bit, which helpfully knocks everyone so they're looking, laser beams the light bulb, punches the girl, takes her Uzi and runs. And I'm sitting there going... And then the kid, who was handcuffed to Clark at this time, looks at his clearly Superman strength busted open handcuff and I'm like, huh? And I'm like, okay, if the next episode is not literally, Clark, how come you're Superman and none of us know? I don't know what's happened.
I love that all it took was to blow out a light bulb. That's my favourite bit. Apparently, in the minimal darkness, you cannot see someone punching another person.
And then super speed away.
Super speed away. At least feel the super speed, sure.
A gust of wind. Like, did anyone notice that gust of wind? And Clark's missing. How odd.
Oh, man.
And of course, as all Lois and Clark episodes, it ends with a sexually tense Superman and Lois moment.
Yeah.
And then a sexually untense Clark and Lois moment. And then Lex not being really that Lex.
Yeah, I don't even remember their Lex Luthor. That's
he has
really
hair.
bad. Oh.
And I don't think it's a wig. Maybe it is a wig. Maybe that was a season 2 thing. Anyway, that was my one.
Wow. So yeah, that stomps all over. It has, other than going to the air vents, it has nothing really that Die Hardy. But it tried. It definitely tried in the worst possible way. Well, my one also tried, mainly my patience, as I had to watch this fucking thing. Allow me to take you back to the 90s.
Jamie.
With Baywatch. The show was entirely designed because apparently someone owed David Hasselhoff a favor, and they had enough beautiful women in swimsuits that people kept watching it. It was a simpler era. There were left TV channels to watch. I mean, I don't know how this was successful rewatching it. I genuinely, I didn't even think I liked it as a kid, but this particular episode does Die Hard with an X horribly.
Oh God.
And it's The Tower. The Tower. It is a villain is escaped the prison because apparently there's one really close to the beach.
Well, yeah,
he's
that makes
escaped.
sense.
Yeah, well, he's escaped through the sewer works out into the beach. I can't even remember his name. He's that unimportant. But I do remember this line that the police officer says in describing him. He says, "Have you guys ever seen Silence of the Lambs? Well, he makes Hannibal Lecter look like Little Bo Peep." So I've taken to calling him Little Bo Lecter, and Little Bo Lecter basically comes out. They realize he's on the beach. All the police swarm onto the beach, get the lifeguards to get everyone off the beach. And when he realizes that he's going to be trapped on there because there's no way he can get off, he steals a truck with a female lifeguard into it, drags her over to one of the towers. And holds her hostage. Not just her, there's another female lifeguard who happened to be on that tower, who, as opposed to, she has this wooden broom that she uses to trip him up, not trying to disarm him, just apparently tripping him up was enough, despite the fact that he now has still got the gun, points it at her now, and says, "Well, now I've got two." His exact line, I've got them, because I've got a few quotes here that are fucking amazing.
You took notes.
I took notes of these quotes because I couldn't not. These are amazing. But it's, he says, whoever thought that whoever said 3 was too many at a party certainly never had the right guests. This is the level of villain that we're dealing with here. And he has them both captured in the tower. They find this out, and he says that he'll kill them if they don't back off. He even sends out the girl to close up the outside of the tower as you would do to kind of shut down at night, so there's no windows visible. And then, they're like, "Oh, but he'll be blind, we can have him." He decides to make holes. As opposed to, leaving one of the windows open, doing something. He wastes bullets and fires holes, small ass holes. And again, love it, little peepholes, so we can see who comes to visit next. It's just disturbing, the fact that he thought that this was a good idea. Do
you think he was an intern and the police sent him out to just completely mess with them?
I can only say, right, from what you see of the police in this episode, because they're saying he keeps outsmarting us, and that is because the police are inept as fuck, right? They send a SWAT team out to snipe scope him the first time round. None of them actually have scopes. All of them have heavy, pretty big machine guns. You're like, well, it's not really a one-shot kill as it is enough bullets would kill everybody in the room, so I'm glad they didn't try and kill anybody. So anyway, they're locked in this tower. No one can get to it. He asks for a helicopter. He does the job of asking for a helicopter
to come.
You've got to ask for the helicopter to pick him up. Otherwise, he will kill his hostages. Which is fair, apparently. And so again, they go down that road with the trope. We then, as opposed, because there's no air ducts, they instead have these the sewer tunnels underneath it. And basically Hasselhoff kind of goes, right, you're going to take a risky shot, because the plan is they're going to scope the guy when he goes to get in the helicopter, and they're going to take him out. And okay, it might kill a hostage, but damn it, they have to make this sacrifice. Sure. And legitimately, I think they fucking would say that as well. Considering that this is Little Bo fucking Lecter, I think I'd be willing to sacrifice
anything to get Little Bo Lecter.
Anything to get Little Bo Lecter. So they decide to do this, but Hasselhoff won't have this. Not on his beach. So he goes down into the tunnels with another guy. He goes down into the tunnels with another guy. They have this blowtorch so he can. I don't know why, but I found it really funny that he carries down a blowtorch with him to crack out of the. They do it all in this montage as well, because they have a montage of him going down to tunnels, opening up a hole so he can get through some of the sand, and use this crappy little spy cam that his kid has that can fit under doors and shit. They explain this at the beginning of the film, at the beginning of the episode, just so they can use it now. I really don't understand. They use it just to verify where they are, and they verify they're off the place by 10 feet. They actually use it to verify they fucked up. So they fucked up, and as opposed to going back 10 feet, no, they just start fucking digging the hole there. They start digging their way out at 10 feet because I don't know, they're just stupid as shit.
Wow.
But that's done in a montage where you see the bad guy kind of taunts the trapped lifeguards. He says that this is my fucking favorite of just the really shitty lines. Who guards the lifeguard's life when the lifeguard needs guarding? I had to pause. I had to pause and wait an entire 24 hours before I could go back and watch it after that line.
I'm sorry, say what?
So, who guards the lifeguard? Wow! Hannibal Lecter's like fucking spitting up human right now. He is furious.
Turning in his grave.
Yeah, well, turning in a straitjacket anyway.
I assume we'd bury him in that,
just to be safe with cement. Anyway,
Little Lecter, we could probably just leave in a ditch.
Little Lecter, you can literally leave to do whatever the fuck he wants, because he's not very successful at it other than evading stupid police. Right? Because we have while they try and go through the tunnels and get here, he taunts the people he's doing and starts making a bomb. And we keep intercutting this, right? Because we have Hasselhoff being John McClane, we have the villain being a shit villain, but we intercut this with the helicopter taking a very long time to fly to its destination, just randomly flying over the water every now and again. I'm pretty sure you even saw it fly back the way as if they're kind of like, shit, we missed the turning. And you also keep cutting to the police being really shit at their job. It just has random sniper people, like one sniper guy in another helicopter looking down on them, because, you know, that's fucking subtle. And the other police officer's just talking on the phone. It's like 4 different cuts of just him going... Like, who are you talking to? Is someone on the other end going, are you sure you should be doing this? Do you just want to leave it? Anyway, we get to a point where Hasselhoff climbs up to the sand, does this really horrible thing of crawling through the sand with a wee oxygen mask on and goggles so he can sneak up to where he needs to go. The villain handcuffs one of the girls to the pole, leaving the bomb behind, and says, if I don't deactivate it in 5 minutes, you'll die. You'll explode, so they can't kill me. Otherwise I can't do that. And he goes out the front door. This is slightly clever, I must admit, if it's not for the fact that it looks stupid. Is he puts a cover over him and the girl so they can't take a sniper shot at him without knowing if it really is him or her. It would have been so much better if it didn't look so fucking stupid. And there's a wee hole for them to look through. I just can't help but think, if that sniper's as good as it should be, he should be able to see through that fucking hole. But anyway,
Okay.
they go, and then the John McClane moment happens where he confronts the bad guy. He realizes she's in front of him, so he comes up, grabs him, has the worst fight sequence I've ever seen. There's an awful lot of kicking while they're on all knees, like they're on all fours, kicking each other in the sand, and the guy just won't fucking go down. Hasselhoff's not that good at this. The girl who was hostage run back in, and you think she's going to be able to save her. Not only does she not save her, she doesn't figure out that there's a key until the girl who's handcuffed goes, quick, the key inside of the box. What the fuck? You saw her get handcuffed. You were the one handcuffing her. Anyway, not only does she find the key, she can't work it, then she has to yell for Hasselhoff. I forget how sexist this show is. 2 chicks have been captured. Neither one can save themselves. The one can't even save the other one. Hasselhoff has to come in, send the other one away. Doesn't even, unlocks it, runs out. They do this horrible slow motion thing where they each jump off of the tower in slow motion. The explosion doesn't even go off there, right? I was expecting the explosion to finally, no, slow motion run away from it as the kid, David Hasselhoff's son, appears on the beach. Apparently the police are really fucking bad at their job, so much so they didn't realize a child had left the place and ran onto the beach. The explosion happens, but it's fine, everyone's safe, they all hug. The villain goes away in the weirdest, shittiest evil villain laugh. Like, he starts laughing maniacally, doing the and you're like, I thought you were supposed to be like calm collective with the weirdest one-liners. Now you're laughing maniacally. It's like he can't decide which level of bad he wants to be. He can't decide if he wants to be overly theatrical, twirling his mustache, I'll get you, my pretties, or horribly bad at the I'm evil and collective and don't say much but say weird words. And so he does them both really fucking badly. And yeah, that's it doesn't have ear ducts. It doesn't have a very good villain. It doesn't. Yeah, okay, he's barefoot, but it's a beach. Why would we wear socks there? He wears a wetsuit as opposed to a fucking sleeveless vest. It does nothing that the trope asks for, apart from have someone trapped and has a really shit way of getting them out. And it's just a horrible way to do that trope. It is so bad. It is sexist. It is villainous. It's just horrible.
Well, I think I felt some brain cells die in the description of the episode, so God knows the mental damage you've gone through having to watch it.
I mean, so these are the kind of levels that can go bad. We can have John McClane gets captured. We can have, the villain is horrible, the no air vents. I'm still pissed off at that. Is it worth keeping this trope up? What do we think? Is it worth... Do we want this trope to keep coming back, or do we put it to bed and do we call it a night?
The trope's too much fun when done right. I'm sorry. In the best case scenario, you get this wonderful power play between hostage and criminal, as well as getting to show off the talents of some extraneous character who gets to be Lord John McClane. And in the worst case scenario, you get people who can't decide how they want to ham it up.
Yeah.
And then fail to ham it up.
The main reason even if they were still doing it, even if everyone did it badly, the only reason I would want it to keep coming back is because the parodies are amazing.
Oh yeah, parodies.
The parodies are beautiful. But the reason I quite like it now is, Blacklist is probably the best one. They show the action qualities of a star who you've not really seen being very actiony, but it makes sense that she is. She's like CIA, FBI trained, is it?
She's FBI trained and a profiler.
So she's clearly had some high level of like actiony training. She'll have went through the works to kind of know how to fire off.
You've seen her do the standard run around corners, point a gun, and say get on the ground.
So it makes sense.
Standard cop stuff.
Yeah, but she has legit reasons to be actiony. That when they put her into this action sequence and become that kind of hero,
it doesn't feel out of place at all.
No, it doesn't feel out of place. But it's unexpected because for every other TV show, she would just run around. The most action she would get is she'd kick someone in the face.
The other TV shows would have probably made the blonde character,
Captain America, as we like to call him.
We call him Kid America.
Kid America,
We call him Kid America because he's the most square-jawed heroic character in it. Whose name I can now not remember.
I can't remember.
Agent Rexler.
Agent Rexler, Kid America. He would have gone with him.
I thought they were going to do him, but then they did her. I was like, good. She is the main character.
Yeah, I like the fact that they kind of do that now. So they're doing the trope. They're still paying homage. She's still barefoot, wearing a vest, taking down people in sly ways, and yet they manage to do it in a new and exciting way. And again, you get to mix up the tropes now, like because you had the boy trapped in a box, and you had all these other stuff that you kind of have a lot of fun with that. So. Yeah, I think it's here to stay, and
I think it's here to stay, and I think good on it.
Yeah, as long as the 90s stay don't do it without film anyway.
There are just some things we should forget about.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think it should be here to stay, or do you think it should be put to bed? And more importantly, do you think there's another episode that does it better than the episodes we've done it, or better yet, done it worse? Is there an episode that can possibly do worse than Lois and Clark and Baywatch? It's a tough call. Leave your comments in the... Leave any of these in the comments below, explaining which ones you think work, which ones you think don't. And again, if you think it should stick around or if you think it should be put to bed. Please do subscribe, because we're going to be even more Trope Tuesdays coming. Where? Right here on Season 0.